Hey, it's Reese. In this video, I will run you through some of the requirements to get your app launched on the Apple and Google app stores. So we've launched over 100 apps and software for clients over the last few years, and we put together this kind of cheat sheet that we use with our clients when we get to the stage of helping them launch on the stores. We've put together some kind of do's and don'ts and things that Apple and Google look out for. So I thought I'd run you through what that looks like in practice. So step one is going to be registering for your developer accounts. So you'll need 2 developer accounts. You'll need one registered with Apple and you'll need one registered with Google. Now, these are paid accounts and they vary in cost and how it works. So with Apple, you're paying $99 a year. If you're based in the UK, that's going to be £99 per year. And that's a year annual membership. So you pay every year for your developer account. With Google, you're paying a registration fee, which is about $25. I think that does convert to pounds at like sort of 19 or 20 pounds at the point of recording this video. It probably will change at some point, I'd imagine. And that's a one-off registration fee. So you're not paying every year like you are with Apple. So obviously Google is a slightly cheaper developer program to join. So the way you would register, very, very simple. You just go to the Apple developer. If we look at Apple to start with, you go to the Apple developer website, sign in with your Apple ID, and then just click on the Join the Apple Developer Program button. And then this is where you will want to choose between either setting up as a company or organization account or choosing an individual account. Now, I've put here, and this is because this is the way we do it with our clients, do not choose individual. The reason we say this is because it's very, very difficult to invite collaborators if you're registered as an individual. So if you are building an app as a company, which for the most part is probably the right idea, whether that's like an LLC or a limited company or whatever it may be, you will want to register as a company or organization with Apple. And that allows you to invite collaborators, developers to your account to act on your behalf, manage your app, that kind of thing. If you do it as an individual, it kind of depends, but you usually are more restricted in who you can invite if you can invite anyone in the first place. So that's just something to be aware of. And also on the App Store page, where it shows the developer information on the app, instead of it saying your company name, it will say your actual full name as an individual. So it will say like John Smith instead of Fitness App LLC, for example. So once you have chosen your account type, if you go with the company or organization type, you'll then need to provide a DUNS number. So a DUNS number is essentially a unique identifier for your company. Often you won't have one of these by default. You'll need to go to the Dun & Bradstreet website and register or request a unique number. It's about nine digits long. You'll put in your information and then they will give you a DUNS number, and you pop back to the Apple developer website. Once you have that, it can take a little while to get one, anywhere from a few hours to, we've had some clients that have struggled to get one for a couple of weeks. So that is something to start as early in the process as possible. Then you just fill out all of your company details, you'll pay the developer fee, and then Apple will usually review your application for the account and then send you email confirmation once it's approved. That means your account's all set up and ready to go. And then from there, you can actually start to load your app in. With Google, it's slightly different. You sign up for the Google developer account on the Google developer website. Again, choose organization. I believe they have an individual option as well, but as we discussed, often better to go with the organization account type. Provide all your business details, including the legal entity name, contact details, and then this time you're just paying the one-time registration fee. You're not subscribing on an annual basis. With Apple, of course, you can cancel your developer account and you won't need to pay yearly going forward. So that is something to consider. But obviously you'll lose access to your developer account. Again, complete the verification process, which can take a few days. We do see a lot of clients have issues with the Google developer account registration process. If you do have issues, don't be tempted to try and create a second developer account, that often just confuses things, because if you need to escalate it with a support ticket to Google, it can get quite messy and confusing if you have multiple developer accounts pending linked to the same organization. We've had that before, and it becomes very, very difficult. So create the one, wait for it to be verified, and then if they're taking too long, you can drop them an email and someone will sort of help push it forward or tell you what's wrong. Once you've got your developer account set up, you'll then need to start to prepare some of the materials, so some of the marketing material and also some of the metadata and information required for the stores to launch. So this ranges from obviously your basics like an app icon and app screenshots. There's many different tools out there on the market to help you generate and create these. For an app icon, you can use something as simple as Canva, and for the app screenshots, you can also use Canva, but there's also some tailor-made tools out there where you can upload screenshots of your app, and then it will generate a set of screenshots for you in all the right formats, because Apple and Google are quite specific in the size of image that they want you to use for those images and for those screenshots. So it can get quite frustrating putting those together. So it might be worth just using one of the tools out there, even if you have to pay for it. Then you want to put together an app description and a title. So this is kind of like your, I suppose, if you're thinking about it from like a website point of view, this is what the search engines will see, but it's also what your users will see when they click on the app. So you want to make this as optimized as possible for both keyword search and for the users who are going to click onto the App Store and basically view your app. So do some research into your industry, find out what people are searching for, try and tie it to your app if possible, and make it as clear as possible as to what your app does in the description, in the little subtitle as well. You also need a privacy policy for your app. This will usually dictate how you use user data, what you use it for, whether you share it with other organizations. So it's worth investing some time and money into getting a good privacy policy created for you. You'll most likely need to host that on a website and then provide the link to that to both Apple and Google. If you don't have that, basically you can't go live. During the submission process, you'll also be filling out an age rating questionnaire. So this is where you'll answer some questions about the content of your app and what content is likely to be in the app, whether there's any kind of violence or profanity or whatever it may be. And each response gives kind of like a different output as to the age rating. So it's important that you answer these kind of honestly and making sure that it's an accurate representation of your app. That way you are less likely to have any issues with the app being taken offline by the app stores if they detect or content's reported that falls outside the age rating that was given. And then finally, there'll often be a space for you to submit developer and contact and support contact information. This is where you'll want your users to maybe contact you if there's any issues and that kind of thing. But that all becomes clear during the process. I won't run through each of these separately, but essentially, once you've set all of your developer accounts up, you've got all of your marketing materials and privacy policy, terms of service, etc. You'll then need to load in your app to the app stores. You'll submit a new bundle. You'll provide all of the screenshots, information, links, etc. And then it ends with a review process where you submit the app for review with Apple and with Google. That's where their teams review the app, play around with it, make sure that it fits what you've described, make sure it's accurately described, and then also look through to make sure that it fits their developer guidelines. So both stores have different developer guidelines in terms of content that's allowed. There's usually quite a significant crossover, but there are nuances. So, for example, we recently launched an app where Google approved it as it was, whereas Apple wanted a way for users to browse. It was like a directory app, browse the directory without having to sign up and create an account first. So there's these kind of weird nuances that Apple and Google have with how they want their users to be treated and how they want their kind of, their customer base to be able to use the app. And you just, unfortunately, just have to do what they say. There's no two ways around it. You just need to abide by their guidelines and you should be good to go. Okay, so hopefully that helped. If you do have any questions about how to get onto the app stores or you need some support with navigating the developer guidelines or if your app keeps getting rejected and you're not sure why, or anything related to kind of the initial setup, then drop me an email. You'll find a link to my consulting packages in the description of this video, and hopefully you can work together. But otherwise, best of luck with your app launch, and hope to see you in the next video. Thanks.